Leader, go ahead and lead the motion, please.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the motion set before us today is set on the urgent need for the Nigerian government to invest savings from the removal of petroleum subsidy into education, health, and welfare of children for sustainable development. The Council of Africa Children Parliament, recognizing that removal of petroleum subsidy was a necessary step to reduce fiscal pressure on the nation's economy that resulted in governments expanding over 95% of Nigerian revenue on debt servicing due to the rising debt burden. Also recognizing that the Nigerian government, under the petroleum subsidy regime, was paying subsidy in excess of 10 trillion naira annually, which affected the government's ability to channel resources to enhance sustainable development of children.
Now put the question. Those in favor that the motion on the urgent need for the Nigerian government to invest savings from the removal of petroleum subsidy into education, health, and welfare of children for sustainable development should say aye.
Aye.
Those in contrary say nay. The ayes have it. In the view of this, the House hereby urges the federal government to earmark and channel a substantial percentage of the savings accrued from the removal of petroleum subsidy into improving and expanding access to quality education in all levels, with a focus on infrastructure development, capacity building, and recruitment of qualified educators in 2025 budget. We call on the federal government to allocate a defined proportion of 50% of the subsidy savings for the rehabilitation and enhancement of nation's healthcare sector, with a special focus on maternal and child health services, reducing mortality rates, and providing affordable and accessible healthcare services for the most vulnerable. Advocate for the establishment of dedicated welfare programs aimed at addressing the nutritional, psychological, and social needs of Nigerian children, using part of the savings to fund school feeding initiatives, promotion of child rights, and child protection services. We urge relevant ministries, departments, and agencies of government to put in place a transparent framework to track and disclose the expenditure of these savings in accordance with set targets and measurable outcomes, thereby ensuring accountability and trust among citizens, particularly children. Encourage collaboration with civil society organizations, international development partners, and local stakeholders to maximize the impact of funds and ensure sustainable and inclusive development outcomes that benefits all segments of the Nigerian population, especially the youth, children, and marginalized groups. We urge the federal and state governments to urgently ensure that functional children's parliament are established at all levels of government, and that the federal government and the United Nations should adopt the Council of Africa National Children Leadership Conference as model policy innovation program for children's leadership and development. In view of this, I now refer this motion to the Committee of Welfare and Social Development.
My name is Christina Ekba. Welcome to my platform where you get hot news, health tips, comedy, and gist. Kindly subscribe, share, like, and follow.